crossing. This was the first statement that Dr. Rowley put out. And on 2 occasions, he made reference to the loss of life of the child, expressing concern, expressing his sympathies and deep regret for the loss of the child. Contrary to the nonsense that you just heard from the leader of the opposition, implying that the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago encouraged and supported the death of the baby, right? Because this was put out. Did she put out something on Sunday or whenever with respect to this? Did she? The Prime Minister spoke to the Vice President of Venezuela. He didn't sit down and say, well, let me see what happened first and let me get a report and then I'll call. He made a point of it to call immediately, to urge, because since sometime last year, Edmund Dillon would have been nominated as the new ambassador to Venezuela. The others who were nominated, but along with him, Lovell Francis has long since taken up duties in South Africa as the ambassador there. I think the young lady who was sent to China, I think she's already there, and the others, right? So I don't know what has held up this. You know the situation in Venezuela. But he has made attempts now to use the opportunity to fast track the presentation of credentials so that they can engage in formal diplomatic relations, so deal with this matter at a diplomatic level. The leader of the opposition, or rather the leader of the disruption, right? The leader of misinformation, she didn't acknowledge that. Totally ignored this, probably didn't even read it. Not surprised, you know. Because if you inebriated on a Sunday morning or wherever it is, you know, yeah. Take her, she probably supposed to be going out to work today because the 5-day weekend I think ended yesterday. So she'll work today and tomorrow and then back at it Saturday. And then, yeah. Okay? Yeah. All right. Right, Bruce. She had to take the whole day Sunday and half a Monday to sober up so she could have talked Monday night. Yeah.
I find it, since you make a trip and the man come back, you get a little bad now watching, you know. You see that you have some new court clothes.
Yes, I respect, buddy. So I'm closed. I mean, seriously, Kamla? Really? Really?
Something really wrong, you know. Something really, really wrong, boy.
Mm-hmm.
You not on any situation, it doesn't matter what it is, you're not thinking about what it is you coming out to tell the public. And you're supposed to be our opposition leader, right? You are supposed to be the person that is protecting us from whatever that the government is doing and make sure that it is in the best interest of the people. But you're not doing that. You're just looking for media opportunities. You just want, from the time something happens, all right, let me go and talk something. You write something there quick. All right, where's I right there? Okay, right, I go talk that. And you come in and you're not thinking about what it is you coming out and telling the public at all concerning anything. And then it has...
Mr. needs to recognize that not all of Trinidad and Tobago are members of the literati. All right?
For real.
Not all of them, right? That speech is intended for the members of the literati and them only. And even some of them have taken to condemning her. Right? You feel they don't have any Coast Guard officers who are UNC supporters, Mrs. Pasabi Sessa? Well, if they were in your corner before this morning, they certainly are not. I can tell you that. If you feel the whole of the Coast Guard is PNM, you're wrong. So when you want to bump your gum, you don't even know how many of the officers on that vessel involved in that incident were UNC supporters. You even know the man who fired the shot was probably a UNC supporter. But you're quick to label them murderers. So if it was in fact murder, as you should know the definition being an attorney, well then every officer on the vessel you have murderers and you have accomplices. Because premeditation. So they went out there, yeah, fellas, we're going to kill some tonight. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Target practice. And, Kamla, that's what they did. That was the mindset that they went out with there. So let us not take into consideration the account that has been given by the Coast Guard officers at Trinidad and Tobago. Well, we know a baby died, and we will focus on that. Because there's an opportunity for me to call for Ethelbert to resign. There's an opportunity for me to attack Rowley and his competence. And, Kamla? That's what you offer in this country. That's what we need to look forward to for 2025, other than a repeat of 2010 to 2015 with the largest cabinet, because that was the other big story that would have come out of your speech on Monday night. Of course, the media talk about that. Really? Central, you're proud this morning? Of course you are. Yeah, attack and roll. Jerome, you're proud of your leader this morning? How does that sound? And then just talk about all lies and the Prime Minister lying and the government lying. But this release is filled with lies. You claim that the government never acknowledged the incident in 2019. Really? When it is simple to go and find the evidence to support that? It's just like last year when they put in sometime around, when was it, by August or somewhere, where they sent out a press release, Bruce, talking about the, when they had the, when the government wanted to have the vaccine blitz now, when we got the 50,000 doses and they had people line up all over the place and so on. Oh. And then they put out a press release sometime after that where they lied. First of all, they got the date wrong. Lie number one. Number two, they claimed that exactly 2 weeks after that incident that Trinidad and Tobago had exactly 2 weeks to the day that it had the highest spike in terms of the number of new cases. Bruce, since that, and interestingly, contrary to that claim, exactly 2 weeks to the day after that, Trinidad recorded the lowest number of daily infections in months, 105 people. And the evidence was there to show. But you see, all you do is either you all don't do research or you're just lying is in UNC DNA. But I am inclined to lean towards the latter, that you all just like to lie for the sake, because I can call countless opportunities, countless incidents when you all just lie for lie. And that is why I say the future of the UNC is no better than what it is today, because they're training the future leaders of the UNC to be big liars, just like the current batch. That is one of the criteria for leadership in UNC. You must be able to lie shamelessly. And I want you all, the trolls, to challenge me so I could give you all examples of how they lie with impunity. That is why I will never support that party. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. Because it's just liars all around. That's what you all are. Right? But I just wanted to touch on one other thing before we open the lines. I see, Bruce, I finally saw and heard what the new PSA president looks and sounds like, right? Yeah. Finally, I saw it on the news last night. So they showed a clip where he was talking about the state of Wassa and oh gosh, I discontinue that now. Right. So, and he's making the claim that Wassa's current predicament is as a result of the government, or the fault of government and Wassa's management. Yeah?
Government?
Yes. So is the government responsible for Wassa's current state and the management of Wassa? Mr. Batiste, weren't you part of that Wassa management, Mr. Batiste? Mr. Batiste, didn't you just leave Wassa's management so that you could, I understand you were, I think, on pre-retirement leave or something, so Mr. Batiste? Mr. Batiste, for how many years were you a part of Wassa's management, sir? So if it is that you are laying the blame for Wassa's current state at the feet of management, then that blame is at your feet as well, Mr. Batiste. Mr. Batiste, you seem to forget that your predecessor, the man who played an instrumental role in you being where you are now, Mr. Batiste, and being able to enjoy driving around in PDE 7777 all up and down Arima, Mr. Batiste, that when efforts were made over the years to fix Wassa, this man is on record as having said, if they come for Wassa, if they touch Wassa, tell them prepare the morgue. Prepare the morgue, Mr. Batiste. That is the only public institution for which Mr. Duke took such personal interest, because he had vested interest there, Mr. Batiste. That is where Mr. Duke procured the majority of his votes to ensure that he remained president of the PSA. So that when the same government that you're talking about now, who's responsible, Mr. Batiste, when they tried over the years to fix Wassa, Watson say, well, you could touch anything else. You see Wassa, leave Wassa alone. How many contracts did Blackstone Technologies get from Wassa, Mr. Batiste? Why don't tell us about that, Mr. Batiste? Tell us about that now. Since you say it's the management fault, Mr. Batiste, what was your role? What was your title in Wassa? What aspect of management did you hold and what did you do to advance the cause of fixing WASA, Mr. Baptiste? Because I'm sure you would have had the air of the management. You're complaining about how much CEOs passed through WASA in the last how much years and so on. Really, Mr. Baptiste? What did you do to fix the problem? Did you ever write a report making suggestions and recommendations on how to fix WASA while you were there, Mr. Baptiste, or were you just drawing pay? Occupying a chair like so many other managers in WASA. The top heavy WASA that have over 400 and something managers is identified by a report commissioned by the current Minister of Public Utilities immediately upon assumption of office, Mr. Baptiste. Were you one of those managers who was earmarked to go, Mr. Baptiste? All those managers who joined pay under false pretenses? Because if you say it's management fault, well, clearly the management in WASA ain't doing their work. And I'm certain that the bulk of managers in WASA now wasn't appointed by this administration. Some of them, like yourself, was probably career officials of WASA. How long were you at WASA, Mr. Baptiste? I understand that Mr. Duke was your protege. So you had a hand in creating that individual, that entity that is Watson Duke. Or so it is alleged. Hence the reason you've been rewarded now with a nice office. I don't know, Bruce, if it's as he received his first paycheck at the end of last month, all of a sudden he gave voice and he check his bank account and see the amount of money inside. Hey, boy, time for me to make a statement, boy. Look thing.
Funds.
You know? It's amazing what money could do, Bruce.
I thought you know.
Well, Bruce, I thought the man was a figment of my imagination.
I see the man fly out and I see boom video stating he going and get vaccinated. I say, okay, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Cool. Then after that, I ain't hear from him again. I said, maybe I ain't getting to watch enough news to see well, you know?
Yeah. Finally. Well, he ain't using no megaphone. He choose to use a microphone. Right? Mr. Baptiste, come now, man. Wow, what's in calling and tell you to say something? You're too quiet. You can't be drawing that kind of pay and driving nice vehicle like that and all of that and you ain't saying nothing. In my press release, sir. So are we to expect to hear more from you? Well, I hope we hear something of sense, Mr. Baptiste. Because right now that statement you make yesterday ain't making no sense.
The Holy Bread.
It making no sense. All right?
You need Holy Bread Day.
Yeah, I don't know if it is that you, Mr. Baptiste, was under a rock before when his predecessor was making his statements with respect to WASA. Everybody knows what Watson Duke's position is in respect of WASA. Don't touch WASA. Leave WASA as is. Nothing wrong with WASA. Right? So now that he's now the Deputy Chief Secretary of the THA, he's no longer contesting elections in WASA and the PSA. So he don't really need them folks on at WASA. But he'll still, look out for some of them. Because, hey, Blackstone. But I wait to see if Blackstone don't get any contracts from the THA. And if they do, I hope Fali won't say something on that. I see now Fali, last night on the news, Fali has an issue with the proposed Marriott in Tobago. Right? Yeah. His administration doesn't support it.
That was coming, you know.
Yeah.
That was coming.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And what is the issue that you have? What's the problem?
Yeah.
What's the problem?
They don't have no information. Really, Fali?
Or they don't want no information. It's a difference between having and wanting, eh?
Yes.
The information is there.
Yeah.
So you are the wanted. Correct.
And further to that, Mr. Duke, there's a lie with Mr. Duke when he dressed up like, I don't know, like he's a foreigner. Hot sun with his big heavy coat, sweating like, anyway, let me not draw that reference. Yeah. And he went on the beach and he was pointing out to the area where the Marriott was supposed to go. And he was opposed to that development. So now, the jobs that would be created, right? Because we did hear from the principals of that entity that is proposing to put the Marriott there. They did talk about that the majority of the workers would come from Tobago. So we're talking the construction phase, we're talking about the operations phase, permanent jobs and so on proposing. But we know Mr. Duke is against the little black boys and black girls in Tobago putting on white gloves and so on and coming to stand up next to Massa. Right? Yeah, but we want bring tourism to Tobago, man. But we are opposing the improvement of the room stock. So apparently people come to Tobago, tourists will come in droves, and we will pitch tents on the beach. Come get your own tent on the beach.
By the way, I was to ask you, Dominic, has he come out of his colonial wear?
Wait. Well, I don't know if it is the public attendance or notice last night. I don't think he was wearing a tie.
No, I mean, hey, I'm not only the owner. I also use the product now.
Yes.
He ain't know much about that. Oh, okay.
No.
Because I mean to say, if it is your whole statement there was the colonialism to come out of it.
Yeah.
I think you should lead by example.
Correct.
And stand firm by your words.
Yeah. I mean, you're on a tropical island, so nobody can put you if you're putting on short pants and flip flops and
No problem.
Come to work.
Yeah.
But the goodly professor from New Jersey who keeps referring to Fali as a transformational leader because he took the people of Tobago off the plantation by relaxing the dress code for public buildings in Tobago. And as I made the point, Fali didn't take them off the plantation. They're still on the plantation. He just changed the rules to tell them, well, now you could come inside Massa House with your field clothes. Whereas before you come inside Massa House, you had to go and take off your field clothes and put on your proper dandan that Massa gave you. Well, now you could come straight off the field, and come inside. Just make sure you wipe your foot on the mat and come inside in your field clothes. That's all he did. But it's still on the plantation. All right? Bullshit? Okay.
Transformational by everybody.
Transformational. Yes. And the other transformational leader is, of course, Watson Duke. We saw how he transformed the PSA from a thriving entity and institution that had money in the bank, that was in the black in terms of their balances in the bank, now $6 million plus in the red. That is a transformational leader. So you transform a thriving institution into a broken institution. And then when they ask you about it, they say, well, the PSA is an autonomous entity and so on, and expenditure is approved by the Conference of Delegates and wherever, the General Council and all that. Never mind the fact that in the last 12 years, if these arms of the PSA met 5 times, they met plenty. Yeah? Okay. Mr. Karopan, you like this?
I have an obituary I think I have to do. Let me just double check the time. Yes.
Yeah.
Right. So, yes, I have an obituary that I can probably do now.
Okay.
And I will do that because, I don't know, I don't know what's the word to use, because the things that you continue to hear with these guys and then on top of that, the opposition leader is a next story by itself, but I don't know. Sometimes you get up in the morning and you be like, okay, you see what the papers have to say today now, boy?
Yes.
Let me see what they're going to surprise me with today, and boy, believe you me.
And they are just as reprehensible as the leader of the opposition, because a couple of days ago, both I think it was the Express and the Guardian, would have posted headlines that seemingly imply the same thing that the leader of the opposition is insinuating, right? That the Coast Guard killed the baby, and that was what they needed to sell papers. Is it any wonder then that this story has made international headlines? Because if in the own country where it happened, you have the Coast Guard being condemned by influential people, even without an investigation having taken place. Well, right. Yeah, I didn't have opportunity yesterday, so let me just extend belated birthday greetings to Marcia. Okay, man?
Yes.
Yes, I trust that you had a very nice one. Nigel calling and sing on.
No, but by the way, you know Marcia is a twin?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, well, we found out that yesterday too.
Well, I actually visited a friend of Mauritius, who is Jeanette McDonald, yesterday, and Jeanette told me that she found that out yesterday. Well, she told me that. But I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
So we had is Mauricia and who?
Mercy and Marsha.
Well, belated birthday greetings to Marsha too. So yesterday you could have been walking down the road and bounce up Marsha and figure it's Mauricia.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah. So Marsha listens to us too, or?
Huh?
Marsha listens to us too, or no?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure. But
yeah, but that's what Nigel was supposed to call in and belt out a few notes, man.
They went to the beach yesterday, right?
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, but you could have called us from the beach.
Yeah.
We would have heard the sound of the waves in the back.
Actually, they did, huh? They did call.
Oh, okay.
Oh, gosh, boy. So, guys, I'm going to do our obituary now, and we'll be right back. We're going to open up the lines after. So... The Street 909 FM has been asked to announce the passing of Denise Vernell Farrell, who departed this life at the age of 40 years at Mount Hope Hospital on Monday, the 7th of February 2022. She'll be lovingly remembered as the daughter of Stephen Sutherland and the late Cecilia Sutherland, stepdaughter of Charmaine Sutherland, goddaughter of Diane, mother of Ariel Farrell, sister of Wayne, Rachel, Kester, Ricky, Nicole, and Janelle Sutherland, niece of Reynolds Sutherland, Terry Sutherland, deceased, Christy, Elizabeth, Betty, Alexander, Ian Suddies Sutherland, Michael Sutherland, Chris, Margaret Joseph, Mary Jean Sutherland, Kay, Brenda, and Andre, deceased. Aunt of many, cousin of many, relative of the Sutherland and Garmese families, friend of many. The funeral service for the late Denise Vernell Farrell will take place on Thursday, the 10th of February 2022 at 10 a.m. at Elite Funeral Home Chapel, Main Road, Newlands, Point Fortin, thence to the Point Fortin Cemetery. Inquiries can be made at Elite Funeral Homes Limited at 648-3462.
Yo, this is your boy Ziggy Rankin, and right now you're listening to the Titans of Democracy. You don't know. Real talk.
Yes, so welcome back. And as I said, we will now open up the lines. You can call us at 342-0081, 466-5391. Caller, good morning.
Hi, morning, Bruce.
Hey,
morning, Nick.
Morning.
Morning.
Sharo, morning. Bruce and Dominic. Throw all your mind back to Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar and the group of Muslims who was held in Venezuela for some terrorist thing that the Venezuelans were claiming. Prime Minister Kamala Persad-Bissessar and head of National Security Council did little to nothing to assist these people. She folded her arms, she said nothing, she did nothing. Whoever was the foreign affairs minister, all of them, they did little. Right? When the PNM came in, as Dr. Rowley was sworn in as foreign affairs minister, that was his first assignment, to go and deal with it and find out what was what. And had talks upon talks and negotiations to get these people back. And I want to let Ms. Lisa Mohammed know that. So when she's talking and bad-talking Dr. Rowley, what he have done for your community and your family, because as far as I understand, she was an advocate for that and cussing Kamala when around that time, because Kamala and them been doing nothing that they're saying. But now, hear what she's saying. Thanks.
Dominic.
Sir.
A senior partner calling you here.
Who that? Chanchal?
No. Caller, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Dominic Romain and Bruce Payne, a pleasant good morning to you all, and a pleasant good morning to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. So, I am listening, right, and I have stated in the past 2 decades, there are 2 transformational leaders in Trinidad and Tobago, and those 2 transformational leaders come from Tobago. That is no other than Solomon Watson Duke and Farley Chavez Augustine. And the reason why I have stated that is facts that Solomon Watson Duke took the PDP party from 0 to 2 to 6 to 14. Farley Chavez Augustine took the Tobago people off the plantation in less than 1 month.
No, they're still on the plantation.
By telling the Tobago
they're still on the plantation.
You can come to, but I'm going to give you evidence. I'm going to give you evidence as well. By telling the people you could come to any Tobago THA office without having to wear, you could wear slippers, you could wear a sampat, you could wear whatever and come. And not only that, in 1 month, the Tobago House of Assembly began to receive allocation from the central government. Before, they used to get it month by month by month. Now it's different under the new THA Chief Secretary. In addition to that, just yesterday, right, the Tobago people now going on the beach and cleaning up the beach. But let me add something else, right? Here is another reason why they are transformational leaders, right? You want to bring Marriott to Tobago, so those entrepreneurs in Tobago who have the little bed and breakfast can lose their jobs. You know what the PNM wants to do? They want to turn these people into BMWs and BWWs. That's black men workers and black women workers. The transformation leaders of Tobago says, no, we don't want that. In Tobago, we have a lot of entrepreneurs and we want to keep it like that. The PNM appears to want to make more people into BE, right? No, the Tobago House of Assembly wants to make people into BE, that's black entrepreneurs. And what they are doing is they are creating economic development, economic empowerment, economic inclusion, and access to capital for black people and black businesses. But the PNM doesn't want to do that. And I'm going to close on this one. I heard the Prime Minister on a platform talking about McKissick and McKissick. Dominic, do you know who McKissick and McKissick is?
Yes, sir, I'm aware.
Okay, wonderful. People in Trinidad and Tobago, when they hear the Prime Minister say McKissick and McKissick, they might think McKissick and McKissick was a twin from Chumaka, Claventil. We had that abandoned building been sitting there for 6 years under the PNM. The 300 unpainted buildings been sitting under the PNM for 10 years. They will think that is. McKissick and McKissick is a company here in New York, New Jersey, an architectural company that's run by a black woman. And the blackest man in Trinidad and Tobago, his words, not mine, the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, called the platform and touting McKissick and McKissick. Look at them. Look at all the things they're doing. But what he didn't tell the people of Trinidad and Tobago, as a black company, the government of New York and New Jersey empowered McKissick and McKissick in order for them to become a billion-dollar company today. Every single contract that's done in New York or New Jersey, there's a 20% set aside for black minority companies. And McKissick came from nowhere to be a multi-billion-dollar company. I want to ask the blackest man in Trinidad and Tobago, Dr. Keith Christopher Rowley, how many black companies have the PNM made in the last 60 years? I leave on that note. I say to the people of Trinidad and Tobago, in the words of Eleanor Roosevelt, no one can make you feel inferior or the concern. Dominic, you and Bruce have a fantabulous, splendiferous, marvelous, tremendous rest of the day. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Bruce, you are aware that there is currently a project ongoing in Tobago with respect to the airport, right?
Yes.
And the purpose, the thinking, the motive primarily behind that project is to have an airport that would facilitate more international flights, right?
Correct.
The former Secretary for Finance, Joel Jack, would have made the point when I interviewed him here during the election that one of the reasons why or one of the reasons why they needed to expand the airport, is because there are a number of international airlines that would like to come to Tobago, but because of the size of the current Tobago airport, the lack of terminals and so on, the airport can only accommodate certain number of flights, right?
Correct.
And if that they can improve that, then these airlines will be inclined to come to Tobago and bring more tourists, correct? Right. Right now, the approximate room stock in Tobago is between 25 to 2,800 rooms. This is including all the bed and breakfast and so on, right?
Yeah.
Now, if we improve the airport and we can have 3 or 4 more international airlines coming from Europe and so on, US and wherever else, right? You mean you're bringing more people. So are we saying we only prepared to accommodate 3,000 people? 3,500 people? So if we have several airlines coming in, Bruce, where they going and stay? Bruce, okay? So let us only promote bed and breakfast and these guest houses and so on. Now, Bruce, I'll tell you something. Somebody who travels, if you're inclined to stay in a hotel, one of the things that you do, or that these foreigners do, they go on different websites like TripAdvisor and so on, and they would look up accommodations, right?
Right. And
they would have these different, so they would give ratings. So people who would have stayed at different facilities would give their reviews and so on, and they go on. Because they want to ensure that if I spend my money, I want to stay at the best.
That's
okay?
Right.
If some of these bed and breakfasts, as referred to by the last caller there, are not up to scratch, right? Then the reviews would show such. Now, there are people, if it is, you're looking for not just places for people to stay and come and sleep. People will come to your country as well to host conferences. We need facilities that can host conferences. You understand? Right. So that's why the Hyatt in Trinidad makes a lot of money like that. So, for instance, you have a lot of companies, corporate entities in Trinidad and Tobago that go to the Hyatt not to sleep, not to rent a room. They're looking for conference facilities, right? So we can hold a large gathering if we need to have a meeting, the Chamber of Commerce, wherever it is, the government having something, right? So it's not just about bed. How many of these bed and breakfasts in Tobago have conference facilities, Bruce? How many of these guest houses have conference facilities, Bruce? So we have the Magdalena, okay? Magdalena has those facilities. Cocoa Reef has those facilities, right? We probably have maybe 1 or 2 of the others, Grafton Beach, I don't know. I think I attended in 2009 the Trinidad and Tobago Association of Insurance and Financial Advisors hosted what is called a Congress, Carifa Congress, right? And that is a Congress that they have regionally where insurance agents and financial advisors from throughout the Caribbean would come. So in 2009, it was hosted there. We were supposed to have it in Trinidad and Tobago again, I think last year or year before, but because of COVID, we weren't able to facilitate it, right?
Right.
So I think next one is supposed to be had. But so we had some in Trinidad and we had some in Tobago. And we did it. So when these Caribbean brothers and sisters come, they need places to stay. But one of the biggest challenges that we have is conference facilities, because that is a key part of the Congress.
That's right.
Hotels like the Marriott would provide these facilities. You understand? Okay? You can't go and set up chair on the beach and say we're going to have a conference on the beach. That would make no sense. Right? But we're only focusing on bed, sleep, eat, run to the beach, because that's all Tobago is about. Tobago cannot be viewed as a destination for hosting international conferences, because you want a little bit of everything. Not only that, correct me if I'm wrong, Bruce, didn't the government of Trinidad and Tobago set aside some $50 million to provide to these same small bed and breakfast and these guest houses and so on, so that they could upgrade their room stock? Bruce, so that they could improve their facilities, so that they could get better ratings on TripAdvisor and all these, and Expedia and Kayak and all these different things to encourage people to come? $50 million, right? And remember, people were saying that $50 million could have been spent on something else. That what they giving $50 million to these businesses for during COVID? Yes. Nobody ain't traveling, nobody ain't coming to Tobago, no foreigners they come into Tobago, so why are you going to waste that $50 million to get them for? Remember? They were saying that, right? I know that. Okay? Right. Bruce, the Red House project, budget $440 million. Okay? There were several contractors on that. Dr. Rowley produced that list because there were people making claims like Philip Alexander that the government spent millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars, and all they do was to put a coat of paint on the red house. They change the roof, change some windows, change the floor, and that was it. I went through that list, Bruce, and I've said it before and I'll repeat it. I have identified 5 of the contractors so far, just 5, that have been able to confirm that are black-owned businesses, owned by Afro-Trinidadians. And the total of that 440 million that they got, Bruce, for that renovation, at least 112 million went to 5 companies that are black-owned. I've been able to confirm, right? I'm still doing my research because it's limited, you know, you're trying to Google thing. I'll walk up in the company and say, hello, the owner, what race is he? What race is she? Right? So those that I'm familiar with, $112 million went to 5 black-owned companies. Quarter of the budget. What we're talking about, what does government do? What did PNM do after 60 years? You ever heard of York Structures? Who own York Structures? York Structures get plenty of work from the government under the PNM. Black owned. Yes. We ain't gonna talk about that. No. Because this government is a 1% government then. They're only giving money to the 1%. Never mind the fact that it was this administration that created the government campus. You know how many black-owned businesses get work for that government campus that the People's Partnership left abandoned for 5 years, 3 months, and 14 days? You know how many today, because this administration under Keith Rowley decided to use those facilities to outfit it and move government entities into that now, that today you have a number of 1% owned buildings all over Port of Spain that have been empty, drawing no rent from the state from the last 6 years. We have time for more calls, Bruce?
Nope.
Because I could continue now.
We gotta go to the break.
No problem.
So when we come back, we'll continue.
So don't stop, for the love of chopping, don't stop, for the love of bacchanal, is that the words I get to know bad, for the love of soldier, don't stop, for the love of culture, don't stop, for the love of, listen, hear me, it's a free days, when we jam, good vibes spread across the land, feel it, in the veins, release that energy, to know what it means to me, yeah, I don't know the history. When they fight, we don't find our way. Tell them, and it don't take too much for this line to form a session. Yeah, we don't see no bed when it comes to party. Yeah, I hear the boys are Nelson and Shadow, Kitchen and Spoiler and Sparrow. Tiny man that I want to follow. No, we must celebrate. For the love of dance, so don't stop. For the love of jamming, don't stop. For the love of bacchanal, is that we want. I get to know that. For the love of culture, don't stop. For the love of soca, don't stop. Listen, keep making us see. When you see them take to the streets, every shape and size so unique. See the love we have for me, could never replace you, not at all. Is a part of all of we. I know the sweetest melodies, rolling out of me like a tidal wave, wash all over me. And when the rhythm take you, just roll and ease the pressure. Boy, we have a wine that's sweeter than sugar cane. Yeah, you can't let this fight, so man stand up. Every single West Indian hand up. If you know the party can't rub up, tell them, jump. For the love of guys, so don't stop. For the love of jamming, don't stop. For the love of bacchanal, is that we want. I get to know that. For the love of soca, don't stop. For the love of culture, don't stop. For the love of, yo, tell me, keep jamming on. Hey, yeah, keep jamming on. Oh, yeah, keep jamming on. All I know, yeah, Tim, keep jamming on. Patrice, love you, baby. Keep jamming on. For the love of guys, so don't stop. For the love of jamming, don't stop. For the love of bacchanal, is that we want, yeah. For the love of soldier, don't stop. For the love of culture, don't stop. For the love of bacchanal. love volume. Keep jamming on. Listen, love. Patrice, we love you.
Simpsons Memorial Limited, number 63 Eastern Main Road, Laventille. Internationally accredited funeral directors and embalmers. A full-service funeral home serving families of Trinidad and Tobago and internationally since 1945. At Simpsons Memorial Limited, we serve with dignity in assisting families in honoring the memory of their loved ones. Our services include professional funeral and pre-planning, burials and cremation, custom-built and imported caskets, coffins and cremation trays, cemetery management, limousines, mourners cars, grief counseling, web streaming of funerals, fully air-conditioned chapel with live musical accompaniment, full global shipping and receiving of loved ones. We specialize in facial restorations. Call us anytime, day or night, at 623-8688. That number again is 623-8688. Simpsons Memorial Limited. Superior service, always with excellence.
Take me to the king. I don't have much to bring.
Looking for a safe and relaxed professional massage therapist and nutritionist? Look no further. Nature's Touch with Empress Judy and Associates offers a natural approach to better health. Treat yourself to a professional massage therapy and nutrition advice in a safe and relaxed atmosphere. Rejuvenate your body, mind, and soul at Nature's Touch Therapy. For an appointment, please call or WhatsApp 1-868-398-8282. Or visit our Facebook page. Remember, your health is our responsibility at Nature's Touch.
The deals are at East Side Plaza, located at number 32 Charlotte Street in Port of Spain. It's a sale on everything at all stores. Opening hours are from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Everything from food stuff, lunches, pottery, African wear, Christmas gift items, tailor services, hair salon services, and so much more. Everything means everything. Head into Port of Spain and check out East Side Plaza at number 32 Charlotte Street.
Are you ready to experience real luxury? Then it's time to drive in style with the new luxury ride scratch game from NLCB. This is your chance to win one of 3 BMW 2 Series Grand Coupes with 1 year free insurance. You can also win up to $100,000 in cash prizes. Get your new luxury ride ticket at any NLCB lottery center and drive in style with your new luxury ride today. Players must be 18 years and older. Please play responsibly.
There's a new taste in town. Maracas Bacon Shack at 79 Robert Street in Woodbrook brings you bacon shot, kingfish, fries, shrimp, aloo pies, and delectable sauces to tease your taste buds. Walk in, order with food drop, or get parking lot pickup at 488 Bake or 75 Shot. Need catering? No problem. Call or email tastemaracas@gmail.com. Follow Taste Maracas on social media for all the delicious details. Taste Maracas, the new taste in town. Corner of Roberts and Rosalino Streets. See you soon.
Tune into the Street 919 FM this and every Thursday for the program Conscious Talk, where we are at and where we are going with Steve Antoine as regards the land space for the celebration of Emancipation Day every Thursday from 10:25 a.m. to 10:55 a.m. It's Conscious Talk on the Street 919 FM.
From the studio to the stage, every Friday between 3 to 4 p.m. Right here on the Street 919 FM. Radio you can see. Log on to our Facebook and YouTube so you can see live interviews and performances from some of our very own local superstars. Right here on the Street 919 FM.
Gade,
Officer Best Price here. Johnny Q Auto Parts Division.
Yes, sir.
I'm here to investigate an assault on batteries.
Excuse me, sir?
Is it true? You have batteries selling for $488?
Yes. Power Master, Optima, Vata, and Megastar batteries.
So I can buy a battery for $488?
Yes, sir. For cars, trucks, and boats. Backed and distributed by Massey Automotive.
Which part?
Right here at Johnny Q Hardware and Auto Parts Division, 15 Arrowpita Avenue, Woodbrook. And our new Johnny Q Superstore, located at Lowlands Mall off Claude Noel Highway in Tobago. You could call 63 Tools.
All right. Thanks, boss. Nah, man. Granny, do you have $488 to lend, man?
E-Zone presents A Taste of Carnival 2022. Kaiso Caravan live at the Queen's Hall, Port of Spain with 2 big shows, Thursday the 10th of February and Saturday the 12th of February 2022, 7 p.m. sharp with Calypso stars Scrunter, Johnny King, Cardinal, Valley, Stinger, Sexy Susie, Eunice Peters, Dirty Curty, Tiny, The Messenger, Young Rose, Potential, and The Master. Guest appearance by Ziggy Rankin. Admission $100. Your MC is Godfrey Pear. For more information, call 304-8090. And remember, we're in a safe zone and all COVID-19 protocols are in effect.
Buffering again.
Don't let slow or no Wi-Fi kill the vibe. There's no time like now to keep the rhythm going with Digicel's 30-day Prime $199 bundle. Get 15 gigabytes any use LTE data. That's 5 gigabytes more. And premium access to Carnival content and entertainment on the go with dedicated app data. No subscription needed. Plus, win a flight and accommodation to Miami Carnival and more. Activate your 30-day Prime $199 bundle in the My Digicel app or dial *323 # now. Digicel. Better together this Carnival.
Turn your lights down low and listen to the Master's Radio.
The Church of the Firstborn Assembly of number 399 Eastern Main Road, Waiko, Sangre Grande, is pleased to present Pastors Morris and Agnes Johnson and guests. Sundays, Tuesdays, and Friday night, Sunday Ministry of Worship, Children Hour, and the Word from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Tuesdays, see Jesus in every book of the Bible from Genesis to Revelation. Tuesday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. And Friday night, 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. All night prayer for our nation. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends, tell everyone. For further information, visit with us at www.churchofthefirstbornassembly.org or on Facebook. Email us at church668hope@gmail.com or call us at 753-1113 or 236-7271. Your free gifts and offerings will be greatly appreciated at Church of the Firstborn Assembly, account number 795222 at the First Citizens Bank.
Get in touch with God. Turn your radio on.
This is the Street 919 FM COVID-19 updates. In case you missed it, the latest COVID positive cases in TNT as of February 9th, 2022 stands at new positive cases 756, total active cases 20,995, total recovered patients 93,035. Total positive cases for COVID-19 as of March 2020 to present, 117,525. Follow the Ministry of Health COVID-19 protocols. Wear your mask, sanitize, social distance, and avoid gatherings. A message from the Street 919 FM.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
Yo, this is your boy Ziggy Rankin, and right now you're listening to the Titans of Democracy. You don't know. Real talk.
The Titans of Democracy on the Street 919 FM.
So welcome back. Just a bit of information for you. I love it, you'll love it, and your eyes will surely love it. What am I talking about? 33 1/3 off frames at Value Optical. Come see for yourself. This 4-day flash sale on frames that fit your style is available at all 14 Value Optical locations nationwide. Offer available on select frames from this Friday, February 11th to Monday, February 14th. See in store or our online channels for full details. Value Optical, expert care for your eyes. Top up to get $20 bonus credit with Digicel. Today only. Make your first top up of $20 or more and get a choice of 1 gig free LTE data or $20 bonus credit valid for 24 hours. Bonus credit applicable to Digicel calls and texts. Text 791 to 247. That's 791 to 247 for more info. Enjoy more top-up rewards with Digicel. Better together this carnival. There's something for everyone at Lowlands Mall Tobago, where you and your entire family can enjoy a safe and superior shopping experience. All of your favorite stores and service outlets are open and ready for your visit. Plus, don't forget the delicious choices at the food court. All COVID-19 protocols continue to be in place for the safety of all visitors to the mall. And remember, no mask, no entry. Visit Tobago's #1 family destination today. Lowlands Mall Tobago, with comfortable air-conditioned shopping and lots of secure parking. Tell your friends and family, Lowlands Mall Tobago is open and ready for your visit. There's a new taste in town. Maracas Bacon Shark at 79 Robert Street in Woodbrook brings to you bacon shark, kingfish, fries, shrimp, aloe pies, and delectable sauces to tease your taste buds. Walk in and order with food drop or get parking lot pickup at 488 Bake or 75 Shark. Need catering? No problem. Call or email at tastemaracas@gmail.com. Follow Taste Maracas on social media for all delicious details. Taste Maracas, the new taste in town. Corner of Robert and Rosalino Streets, Woodbrook. See you soon. Shop now at New City Mall and check out our premium selection of high-quality clothing and accessories for men and women. Save on all items with competitive prices and courteous service throughout the entire mall. New City Mall is located in the heart of Port of Spain with entrances on 3 Charlotte Street and 41 Independence Square. New City Mall. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram. Our opening hours are from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. daily. Join Pastor Kelvin, Harry Narayan and friends for the Way, the Truth, the Life radio program, Radio Ministry. The Church of Life Ministry, live on the street 919 FM every Sunday from 6:05 p.m. to 7 p.m. For further information, you can contact 686-3845, 349-5178, or 342-7303. Join Dr. Livett right here on the street 909 FM every Friday afternoon from 5:05 p.m. to 5:35 p.m. for your dose of health and wellness in a program that's sure to change your life. Popular for promoting Livett rather than diet, Dr. Livett has transformed a number of lives nationwide. Tune in and also learn about the U-Juice to build your immunities and promote overall great health. Dr. Livett on the street 909 FM every Friday from 5:05 p.m. to 5:35 p.m. It's time that you live. For more info, you can call 638-9437. And the deals are at Eastside Plaza, located at number 32 Charlotte Street in Port of Spain. It's a sale on everything at all stores at Eastside Plaza. Everything means everything. Head into Port of Spain and check out Eastside Plaza, number 32 Charlotte Street. For all your hardware, building materials, auto parts, small tool rentals, pets and pet supplies, gravel and sand now available. Don't forget PowerMaster, Optima, Vata and Megastar batteries starting from $488. And it's all at Johnny Q, number 15 Arpita Avenue, Woodbrook, and our new Johnny Q Superstore in Lowlands Mall, Tobago off Claude Noel Highway. Just call 632s. Tune into the Street 909 FM every Thursday from 10:05 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. for the program Straight and Narrow, The Way of Life, the health store being brought to you by Mrs. Arlene Collins Muhammad. For more information, check us out on Facebook or Instagram at Straight and Narrow, or visit our website at www.opulence.com/Arlene for Life. You can also call or WhatsApp us at 309-4697 or 620-9379. So welcome back again, Dominic.
Yes, sir. So somebody called me while we were on the break, and they told me to ask the professor if he's a remedial professor. If it is that he's give classes in the evening time, and everybody done with anyway. Now, Bruce, I just wanted to add this, right?
Gosh.
I'm not here, right? I just wanted to add this. The fact of the matter is, and again, the professor, he lectures in business management and so on. The fact of the matter is that for those of us who travel, we understand, Bruce, that not everybody would be able to afford Marriott, right?
Yeah.
Not everybody would be able to afford Saddles. There will always be people who could only afford the bed and breakfast. There will always be people who could only afford the guest house.
True.
There will always be people who are accustomed traveling internationally and are accustomed to the hotel setting and who desire something different, right? Who are looking for that bed and breakfast and that guest house experience. And so therefore they would not be tempted by the Marriott or the Magdalena or any other such hotel. So the view or the position that by the government advocating for the Marriott would somehow put the smaller accommodations out of business or compete with them, to my mind, really and truly, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. Because just the Trinidad public alone is sufficient to fill up these guest houses.
That's right.
And if these guest houses do what they need to do and they upgrade their facilities, then people would be inclined to go, because not everybody could afford $1,000 a night. Some people could only afford $300 a night, and there will always be people like that.
Yeah.
So there will always be space and always have opportunities for these smaller establishments. They just need to make sure that they're on the game.
That's
you need
right.
to advertise. You understand? So this claim, I do understand. You see, we always we want to create that thing as if this government is anti-small man, and as if they only about the big business and so on. Tobago needs facilities like the Marriott, as I said before, conference facilities. I could give you an example, Bruce. My company, right, Guardian Group, every year they have a management retreat where the managers will go for about a week or so. And every year they go to Miami, a different hotel in Miami. Last year, because of COVID, it kept it local. So they went to Tobago, they went to the Magdalena, right? Conference facilities, because part of it's a retreat, a management retreat, so they would have most of what it was is just basically meeting and we talking about strategizing for the future of the company and so on. But in addition to that, Guardian Life also has, every 2 years, they have something that's called a convention, right? Mm-hmm. Where the top agents for the past 2 years, the company takes you on an all expenses paid trip to some different part of the world.
Okay.
So next year it's New Zealand and Australia, right? And you go for about 14 days, 12 to 14 days. And part of the event, you have the formal side of it, where they would have business meetings and so on, and everybody got in. So you have breakfast in the morning, and then they would have a session where they would bring people to talk about etiquette and all of these different things. They would bring a motivational speaker and so on. But again, conference facilities, and this is one of the things that they would look at when they're choosing the hotel that you would stay in.
Yeah.
Right? So, and I mentioned before the whole issue of the Congress that we had in 2009. If memory serves me correctly, 2 places where we stayed, where we had the majority of the conferences, was at Rovenel's, because they have a big conference room. I remember this guy came and he was one of the presenters. Miles Monroe. He was one of the presenters.
Okay.
He was really good. Yeah. And I think it was Mount Irvin. I don't recall if we had anything at the Magdalena. I don't think we did, but I know it was that. Those were the hotels that had those facilities. So, and then of course you had the room stock. I didn't stay in one of the big hotels. There was a nice a little guest house that I had gone to a year prior. I think is on George Street.
Mm-hmm.
And there, and I went and I stayed there because the price was reasonable and because you had to pay money for the conference and so on. So, and I said to myself, you know what? I'm not for the majority of the day. I'm going to be out in conferences. So I spend a whole set of money. And I'm not going to be enjoying the facility except when I come back in the night or whatever, as the case may be. And there are people who think like that. I'm not going to spend a whole set of money to stay in a hotel and for the majority of the day I'm not there. When you go to Tobago, you go in there to lie down in the bed all day and watch TV. You're going out on the beach, you're going to sightsee and so on. So people thinking that, well, yeah, so there will always be space for these smaller facilities.
Yep, that's right.
So I think these are the things that the goodly professor needs to consider as a lecturer in business management. Again, this is the second time for this week, Professor, that I've had to school you. Okay? So I just thought I would make that lucidly clear because I'm not going to call probably call Aisha program and they're going to call for the rest of the week to make the same point. All right? Okay. Take the call, Bruce.
So guys, you can call us up 342-008-146-65391. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Dominic. Morning, Bruce.
Morning.
Morning.
Dominic and Bruce. You know, when I hear this idiot calling from Wall Street and talking, you know, I'm talking especially when you talk about Tobago. You know, this boy does irritate me, boy. He does irritate me. This boy knows nothing about Tobago. He know about Tobago he Googled Tobago to know about Tobago. That is what he did. He knows not. We talking nonsense about Tobago now. We're having beach cleanup and all this kind of thing. He's a madman or boy, let me tell you something. It's donkey years, as we just said in Tobago. It's donkey years. We having beach cleanup here. We have people working on the beach every day. Where you come from, boy? Where you really come from? Yeah? Like you transform your 18 sensible years in Trinidad to the over 40-something years of stupidity in New York. That is where you transform to. You're very idiotic. If you watch these two fellas and talking about transformational leaders, you really need bionic eyes so you could see beneath the surface. Because you know nothing about these two men and you know nothing about Tobago. Every time you talk about Tobago, boy, you just raise my pressure, boy. Don't talk about Tobago. You know nothing about Tobago. You know all rhetoric. You have a record that stick on one thing all the time. Building them to macaque and transformation. And like you have that right now in a diary. So every morning you jump up, you open your diary and you repeat. Like a broken record. I fed up on you, boy. But Dominic and Bruce have a blessed day.
You too, my dear. Take care.
So, wow. But Bruce, all the man had to do is to just go back and look at some of what's Duke's lives during the election campaign, and you will see there were lives where Watson Duke went on the beach in his suit. You know, he driving around looking to make bacchanal and you seeing people cleaning up the beach, and he went and interviewed the people and talked to them and whatnot and stuff, and hey, about how the beach closed and people can't come on the beach and all kind of nonsense. So, as the caller rightly said, it's not now they're cleaning up the beach. But, I mean, that is transformational? Really? That's the best thing that you can find to ascribe towards Duke and Pali, that this is the big accomplishment that they've achieved in almost 2 months at the helm of the THA? Cleaning up the beach? Well, all right. Talk about how they're cleaning up the THA, all the PNM people they're firing now. We even talk about that. That's a transformation.
I wonder how you feel
cleaning up the political hires, so you have no comment on that? No position?
Morning, Bruce.
Morning, Manu. Morning.
Morning, Trinidad and Tobago. Well, you know, when we tell my idea that my mind has go somewhere there going some because it's the same thing saying all them fantambelas, but I don't know how we inside become solo in the mouth, you know, boy. After that stupidness, the two buildings in Laventille up there and Duncan Street. That is all you're saying all the time. Where you are in America, there are no poor people there. There are more people in your area. Poor. than the quantity of people in Trinidad. Keep yourself out. The people at Tobago don't even want to hear you. The people at Tobago lost in the work and all. Can you stand up there and talking once of that stupidness? Like I feel you different phone call, you know. Oh God, man, and we fed up anyway. Say good morning to the lovely people at Trinidad and Tobago, and let's keep this country going. This is a nation that we're building, and they must come up with that, sister. That is, you have no sense. Let me ask you. I just asking you. Were you drunk when you started to talk? Were you drunk? Because it is that you're going to say that the Coast Guard murdering people? That's what you're going around the world for concern. You want to run? When you take down all the security apparatus, and then they come with this stupidness now, and did you notice, in her area down there, they hire no, let me say, black people, Africans. Only Spanish down there, they want to bring down the Venezuela. Come on, all you. Get this lady out of the city before they want to run a country. Come on. Let's say morning to Mammy Sauce, Uma Noga, different morning. The people are born at that group. Love is the answer. Jackie and Jackie. Sourman, Bacteria, Spicer Bad. Love to everybody. Run this man out of town. Turn off the radio when you're talking. Agon.
Oh, gosh. Caller, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Hi, morning.
Yeah, good morning. This is the program on 91.9.
Yes, it is. Hardly hearing you, though.
I'm calling from Citizen.
Hey, welcome.
And hearing some of the comments being said by especially by the last two callers and the lady who called before, that is absolutely untrue to what you're saying, that people don't want to hear this guy what they call Wall Street and so on. These things can make a lot of sense. And issues have been that has been ignored has now been treated. That is fact. There are other beaches that has been maintained, which is the beaches that is more frequently visited. They have under the tourism division that is being, but there are beaches, quite a few beaches that have been totally ignored for quite some time, and they have now been seen. There's a cleanup campaign going on and so on. The area that badly needs a clean. If one goes on the Facebook page and so on, they will see that. So there's nothing wrong about what is being said. I think I heard something mentioned about the division of tourism and the hotels and so on. I was part of that from the when they were talking about. Right? I'm still in the industry.
Colin, you need to stay one place. You know, I think you're shifting and I hardly hear you coming and going.
Yeah, well, you hear me now?
Very well now.
Right. Let me think, because I was driving when I'm hearing the kind of thing that was being said. Now the situation with the hotel is the new hotel that is being proposed. The thing about that is that the CDC was not really consulted on those matters. The Division of Tourism is responsible for tourism in Tobago, and anything happening on the island with tourism should be taken, the area that should be doing all the major work with the hotels and so on, everything for the island should go to tourism. That couldn't be something coming from central government. So the government is supposed to receive CC and all the approvals and all the other things that is happening supposed to go to the Division of Tourism, and that is the kind of respect that is supposed to happen. Many things that were happening on this island here before was not happening in the right way. Taxes and all these things that are coming to the assembly law that's supposed to be paid into the bill is not being paid, which is paid in Trinidad by many institutions, banks, and a whole range of areas. So the caller from New York, what is named, is totally correct. There has now been some real serious work at transformation on the island that has been lacking for a very, very, very long time. It's quite correct in saying that. And the President's Assembly is doing a lot to transform the island. So when you be petty and narrowing it down to only things about people getting sent home and so on, there's a lot being done, and it's really disingenuous for you guys to ignore many of these things that have been addressed at this point in time.
So you okay with the people that have been sent home? That is what you're saying? I say you are
If
okay with the people
if
that
people
have been
sent home, I said before, this is not something new, which is, and if you look at the people who have been sent home, what are the people who have been sent home? What were they doing? I recall, as I said before, when Kikoli came into government, there were over 200 workers that were sent home under the Tobago Development Ministry. Over 200 workers, right? And there was, I don't hear any mention about those things. These people were asked to manage engineers and so on that they find was not making any sense. They're paying $22,000 a month, right? So these are some of the things that will happen, but over 98% of the teaching workers, nothing's going to happen to them. Nobody's going to anything to fire workers, but the teaching has to make some adjustments in terms of doing the things that.
So also the beaches that you say were neglected for a while. How long is this for a while? How long has that been going?
Long time. If you look at the Bacalet Beach and so on, those areas have been totally neglected for a while, and that's why you had to a major cleanup in some of these areas. The beaches that is always maintained is the more beaches that is more frequently visited is something like Storby, Montpellier, Grafton, Beach, those areas that is more frequently visited. But there are other beaches on the island here that have been neglected for quite some time.
So therefore what you're saying is that basically that these beaches that were neglected for so long that are being cleaned up now, we are going to see some more interaction with these beaches then.
Of course, because they are visited by people, they're not known as well as the other beaches, because quite a number of beaches here. And they have been cleaned up, they had to be cleaned up, and people came out in their droves that hasn't cleaned up. I hope
that you're not saying this and the beaches were not cleaned up within the past year or two, eh?
I am saying that those beaches are neglected and they needed an urgent cleanup, and that is what the people came out to do voluntarily on certain beaches around the island that have been neglected. These are minor issues to be commenting on and making issue. Very small issues. There are much more deeper, bigger issues, and there are a lot of things came up from the CG has revealed that we should be discussing that is being ignored, and I believe that is on purpose, rather than using fishing and looking for petty things to make confusion.
You have a good day, sir.
You too.
So you
Bruce, let me say this,
Why the hell I hear any about
I note that he said that the beach cleanup is voluntary, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the people who coming out now to volunteer to clean up the beaches, what happened to the volunteerism last year and the year before that?
But this is why I'm saying...
Why didn't they come out and clean it up then, sir? All of a sudden they want to volunteer now? Were you one of those volunteers? So why didn't you do it last year? Why didn't you do it while the PNM was there? Who was preventing you all from going on these beaches voluntarily and cleaning up? So miss me with that BS this morning, sir. Right? Your nonsense. And I'm not surprised that he would support what it is that because he seems to be one of the main spokesmen for Fali and they. With respect to that Marriott issue, if that is a project that preceded this administration, all right, the people would have dealt with who was in charge at that time. Okay, so this thing is not that Marriott just came last week and, well, the people who are proposing that came last week and say we're going to do this and they bypass the THA. Discussions would have been held before with the previous administration, and I am sure that there would be records to support that. All right, if it is that Fali feels that they don't know nothing about it, as the case may be, this is nothing new. You would find that discussions would be held with previous administrations. And I make the point, Bruce, that when this administration was trying to organize the Sandals thing, Mr. Duke was all up in it. There was nothing preventing him from going and get information and talking about it. So if it is Fali and Watson Duke had an issue with the Marriott when it was announced under the previous administration, they should have come out and said so during the campaign. They should have come out and asked questions then. Now I have no problem with them asking questions now, but to come and take a position that you don't support it because you don't know nothing about it and all of that. I mean, really?
That is nonsense. That is a whole load of nonsense. A whole load of nonsense. Only just looking for set of excuses to now the thing about it is, right, so then we could safely say now that Ole really do not have Tobago best interests at hand. How much people tend to benefit from that hotel, Dominic?
We're not studying about how many people would be employed during the construction phase. And when it comes into operation, we're studying about them things, you know. We're not saying about these are the things that will attract other foreign investors to come to Tobago. You know what? And not just in terms of the hotel industry, but when they realize, well, look, Tobago is developing and they have conference facilities that will attract a certain caliber of people to Tobago. That Tobago can be seen not just as a sun, sea, and sand destination, but it's also a conference destination that people could go to. That more people could come there, and then these different tour companies and so on would be inclined to promote Tobago as a conference destination on their website. Again, I'm talking about Kayak and TripAdvisor and Expedia and Travelocity and all of these things. But if you do not have sufficient conference facilities on the island, they cannot promote you as that. And conference facilities is something that gets a lot of money. Hyatt gets plenty money. You know how many corporate entities in Trinidad and Tobago have their annual award ceremony there? Every year, Garden Group has their ceremony there. Every year. You know, many these different conferences, if it's the TTMA, the manufacturers, whoever it is, love to have the conferences there because the rooms are big enough. The Hyatt is experienced in this, so they know what people need. You just need to book it and they will have everything in place. But where are the conference facilities in Tobago now? The Magdalena, you have on a smaller scale, as I said before, Robanel, maybe Grafton and maybe Mount Irvin. So only promote Tobago as come and lie down at the beach and get a tan. It can't be used for a professional side of it. You see, because you all don't think. So transformational now, people coming out voluntarily to clean up the beach. But they couldn't volunteer before under the PNM. No. It was only under the PDP now you could volunteer. Why? Because the PDP tell all they have no money to pay. Are they still waiting on the ex gratia payment? That may never come. Now, but I guess time always forgiven.
Why he didn't call and talk about that? Why he didn't call and talk about that?
How the PNM spent all the money, and then where the professor talked about the PHA was receiving money on a monthly basis before. And the point that was made there, Bruce, and that was one of the issues, and that's why I say Farley continues to play politics, right? Farley made the issue that the THA is supposed to be receiving their subventions on a quarterly basis, right? But they keep getting it now on a monthly basis. He met with the Minister of Finance, and the Minister explained to him the reason why that has been taking place, notwithstanding the fact that the law, whatever it is, says that it should be quarterly, is that we can only release funds as money comes in. If we don't have the money to give earlier, we can't give it to you on a quarterly basis if we don't have that quantum. The government doesn't run a parlor to collect money and money deposited every day. That is why they were promoting the Revenue Authority, so that all of the revenue collection agencies of the government would come under one umbrella, rather than you have the IR collecting money, and you have the Warden Office collecting money, Customs collecting money, here, then, everywhere, under one institution. It's not people do taxes and paid, corporate taxes and paid every month. It's a quarterly thing. So when the money comes into the government coffers, as it is there, what is available, they would make releases. You rather they say, well, all right, we have no money in this month, so we will wait till the end of the quarter, right? When the money comes in, so we will give you a quarterly. And then when you spend out now, to me, getting something monthly, Bruce, makes sense. The fact of the matter is that you have unspent balances, as Farley keeps referring to. You have the access to the overdraft, and all of these things, all of these facilities were put in place so that while you're waiting on the government subvention based on government receipt of revenues, you have alternative streams of income that you could use to meet your bills. Why is that so difficult to understand?
Dominic, with all that you just said there, right? You know what some folks heard? We can't get the money quarterly. We could only get it monthly. Why? After you say all that, right? After you explain all of that.
Yes.
Because, you know, the whole thinking is that, hey, I don't like PNM. And that's what it is about, you know.
Yeah.
That is all it is about, you know. For whatever reason, I don't like PNM. But I will continue to say, and I don't care who get vexed with me, you don't like PNM because at the point in time when you wanted something and you probably approached the PNM you couldn't get, so you're feeling still toting from since then. Because if since the first time I hear about this Wall Street individual, he has been talking about that structure in Trumaka, right? So from then till now, Was he able to do anything about it? I don't know. Because I only hear him complain about it and talk about it. So I don't know if he did something about it. I don't know if he put some money into it. If he decided, okay, from then till now, I've been talking about this, I've been complaining about this, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
I have some money because I make money where I am. I am a professor. I am gainfully employed, so to say. So, okay, I'll pump some money into it and forget the government part.
Right.
Right, Dominic? Forget the government part.
Yes.
Let me pump some. This is where I grew up. I not study no government. Let me pump some money into it and let me sort it out. And let me boast and tap my chest and say, hey, you didn't wait on no government. I sort it out.
Mm-hmm.
But nah, you didn't sort it out. It's hurting you because you didn't get the recognition or the fame that you wanted. I don't care if you're vexed with me and you could go and make a live out me. I don't really business. Once all ain't come in my face, everything cool. You understand? And every time you hear somebody talk ill about the PNM, I ain't get this, I ain't get that. I wanted a light day, I needed a road pave, I wanted a wall pop, I needed a drain make, and I didn't get it at the point in time when I wanted it. They're not going to tell you. They're not going to tell you it was done, eh?
Yeah.
And God forbid it be done by another government in power, Papa. Yo?
Yes. PNM don't take care of them. There's abandoned there. Right. Stronghold. And Bruce, but the thing is, for years, this issue of the government paying monthly, right? It didn't start to happen under the PDP. For years, this would have been happening under the PNM, but yet still, the public servants in Tobago were getting paid every month. You never see anybody complaining, we get our salaries late, or this bill ain't paid. So it was working. But Fali so looking for things because to avoid his incompetence, right? That after almost 2 months, you have precious little to show. Okay, short time, nobody is saying no. But you're talking about 1 minute you're meeting with the Prime Minister, and it was a good meeting and whatnot, and thing. You went to the Prime Minister, you had an issue with the time, the closing time, opening time, and time for the beach. You talk to the Prime Minister, within a day or two, the Prime Minister say, okay, I hear what the man say, it making sense, open the beach till 6 o'clock, right? So you come and you talk about, yes, the Prime Minister and I had a good meeting. And then afterwards, in less than 24 hours, you come into hold a press conference to talk about, before the meeting that the Prime Minister had wax in the ears and he wasn't listening, but not like he clearly waxed and all kind of dotish talk. Really? Seriously? So the thing about Bruce, you listen.
Dominic,
on foolishness.
Let me tell you something. But I don't know. I try my best not to say the wrong words because the as they say, the ghetto in me go come out.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Listen, man. Like I keep saying, a lot of people will be upset with me. But I remember seeing my mom, and as always say that when we were going to primary school, we used to get I think it's a school grant, they call it. I can't remember how much it was or whatever. But we used to get a school grant. I can't remember how often. And when we used to get the school grant to take home to our parents, huh? Right? So they will come, the teacher will come in class, she'll call you up one by one, she will place it in your homework book, put it in your bag and tell you, don't interfere with that. That day ain't no homework, no, because first she don't want to interfere with it. And they're giving that to mommy when they reach home. The grant stopped. Now mind you, I always through the house. So if anything going on with my parents, I would know. Always going through the house. Cola was taken away. Right? That is how far back I can't remember. I think this was somewhere in the 80s, somewhere around there. So
yeah, that would have been under the NAR 86 to 91.
Cola was taken away. Right? And I remember around that time, mom going to work in the morning, Dominic, and when I see my mother coming home, it's after 10 in the night, you know.
Yeah.
And it had a night I come and I say, Mom, what are you crying for? And she telling me, don't worry. Everything will be okay. Everything will be okay. Don't worry. I say, all right. And study it. And I watched that woman work. she worked with the government, right? She worked telco. I think CSO was the last place that she worked. She worked to the point where she was, I think, was a supervisor. And she worked her full 33 1/3.
Right.
Not one day I hear my mother say, the government XYZ, whether it be which government that was in power at the time.
Yeah.
And I always used to watch this woman going to work religiously every single day. She's going. That lady never stay. I can remember that woman staying home. Up to this day, I just have to be like, hello, go and take a rest.
Yeah.
So, my brother and I, we ain't grew up on the, oh God, I ain't get this from the government, and this and I want this and I want that. And I'm like, to hell with that nonsense. Get up, get something to do. We could all find something to do. Whether we have this education or this education, we could all find something to do.
The Venezuelans doing it. They come in here illegally and opening business.
And when you check it out, some of these people that come in publicly to complain, only doing good. What's the problem? Only know what only went through to reach where only at and only doing good. Why you don't try to help persons underneath you to do just as well as you?
Right.
But you're coming in and then what does eating up? I'll get vexed. What does eating up is? You want to talk about black this and black that and the black man the other, and so what are you doing?
Yes.
What are you really doing? Look,
But as you mentioned that, right? Because talking about this government do not encouraging entrepreneurship among the black people. But there was a swimming pool booth that was opened in Mova recently. And the same gentleman went on his Facebook page to praise Kareem Marcel on that, right? Well, pool number 3 is opening today in Maloney, right? Aruka Maloney. Their pool will be opened in a few hours. PNM constituency, that all you say the PNM don't do nothing for their strongholds, right? I wonder how many, who was the 1% contractor that get that? You will go and dig up to see who was the contractor for that? But the PNM don't do nothing. And that's in a PNM constituency, not in Separia, not in Oropuch, not in Faizabad. All right? Yes, not in Kumoto Manzanilla, Aruka Maloney. You say good morning again to Minister Regis.
I want something to benefit me, not my community. How are we going? No.
Yeah.
I looking for my personal gains. Right? I looking for my personal gains. So you will come on the radio station every so often to talk all of this. But I ain't hearing you saying, well, what's going on now? Let me start it and then show the government, hey, I start something here. I fund it here. I just looking for a little something, a little help forward. That you get me on board with you. I will help you make noise with that. But you ain't doing nothing. But you come in to complain and then you talk about how you love the community that you grew up in, really? Dominic, look, you see people, watch me. Oh boy, I think I need to take a call before we close because I will say the wrong thing. And then George will not have a choice. I will say the wrong thing. So, I'm going to take a little call here. Caller, good morning.
Blessed morning to you both.
Hey, my brother, how you doing?
Well, it's better to be in the land of the living and to tolerate what's really going on at this point in time. Morning, Dominic.
Morning,
sir. To Sharon. And by extension, the titans of democracy. Morning, Trinbago. Boy, that man real monotonous, boy. Every day we have to hear this. And he getting in and wasting time. It's to block him. He's a total imp. Anyhow, Dominic, remember Sunday when we were talking about the Monday night forum?
Yes.
That lady jumped out his skin. She really do it this time. And as I always said, it was never ever about country, friends. Always a taxpayers' money right through. You know, the love money pass. And the breaks in jail, wasting parliamentary time, right through. I tell all the Cambridge and all the tech ain't going no way, friend. These people never care about country. I go further because I will blow my mind here. Because I'm bubbling since this morning. Locked around you, brother. Reach home safe.
Yeah, man, bless.
Just think with yourself. Come on.
Caller, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Morning.
Music.
Ooh, Lady Jen, hardly hearing you. How are you talking so soft? Like, is the phone? I hardly hearing you, no? Yeah, Dominic, you hearing her good?
Dominic, you hear me?
Hardly hearing you.
Oh my gosh, you don't understand. Where is this?
I know hearing you.
It's a little better now, but it distorted, yeah.
I come outside now, I'm facing the east.
Stay right there.
Like I have to go out in the yard.
Go ahead, talk right there.
All right. So I want to say a pleasant good morning to you, Boston Master of Music. Good morning, Dominic Sweetman, our financial guru. Good morning, Mr. Chan, Angie, Jenny, everybody, all locked on and everything. I lock on the YouTube. Anyway, good morning to everybody. Listen to me. The government ain't doing this and the government ain't doing that. Well, I telling all you, the government working and they working damn hard. They put a swimming pool in Mova, right? I welcome that. I have plenty in Mova who get we house rewire and the government put rewire it. Right?
Nice.
I am an SC, senior citizen. I am an SC, senior citizen, and I get my house rewire. Working for me and my community. Right? So all who say about it, I have plenty of we in this community who get we house rewire. But the direction them so don't want to come out and say that this. Look, before I say something wrong, everybody have a blessed one. But the government watching, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, love. All you have a blessed one and reach home safely.
You too, take care.
Right.
You too.
Dominic.
Sir.
Oil prices going up all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
True. Nah, it's just in Trinidad that happening, Dominic.
Yeah.
There's one in Trinidad that happening.
Yeah.
But the customers... Go ahead.
What I was just about to say, so you know that we would have budgeted for a particular oil price, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then if it is the price go up, and we get a little extra something, right? So all those who say, but what the minister say they have no money, and they have no money, and he say the budget they have no money, but if he get a little extra kakada, because he didn't budget for that price, where you feel the money those go? They thief it? So they provided creating opportunities so that it could come back into the economy for a little benefit, right? So where they get the 20 million from for the Tesa Carnival. Yeah, they should do like Fali and put it in an account and talk about building the unspent balances, because he like to pull it up how much is the unspent balances today? 50 million? Next, how much it is today? 75? Yes, we saving money. And meanwhile, you have people struggling. But I'm proud to say we saving money. Yeah, that's what Commonwealth should do. Cheer.
Could that make sense?
Yeah.
Guys, that's all the time we have for today. It was a pleasure being in your company. It was a pleasure having you in ours. Speak to you guys tomorrow. Please God, with the lovely Miss Sharon Felix, and Dominic will be in on Sunday.
Yes, right. So, and remember, the swimming pool, number 3, is being open today in Aruka Maloney. Yes, PNM constituency. All who say the PNM don't do nothing for their strongholds. People of Aruka Maloney will now have a swimming pool where young persons could learn to swim, and maybe coming out of that, we might have an Olympic swimmer. See? All right, so talk about that now, Professor. Talk about that. I hope you're going to post that up on your Facebook page.
Dominic, my friend, as we say,
ciao.
Talk to you guys. The Street 919 FM has been asked to announce the passing of Mary Fornelier, who died at age 87 years on Tuesday, the 8th of February 2022 at the Port of Spain General Hospital. She was the wife of Paul Fornelier, mother of Leon, Mary, Pinky, Merle, Christopher, deceased, Lorna, Val, Hillary, and Neil, deceased. Grandmother of Carrie, Sherilyn, Jason, Alana, Mark, and 16 others. Great-grandmother of Quindon, Raquelda, Faith, Sage Marie, Alenia, and 27 others. Sister of Eddie and Patrick, deceased. Godmother of Shalana, Lavia, Romanus, and Julie, aunt of many. The funeral service for the late Mary Fornelier takes place on Friday, the 11th of February 2022 at Our Lady of Guadalupe Catholic Church, Paramin Hill. Thence for burial at Maraval Cemetery. Inquiries can be made at Ideal Funeral Sanctuary Limited, Pittsburgh, Sawa. You can contact 674-2071.